Malika.
Hi, Holly.
Welcome back to season 2
I know.
of the Sonder and Salt podcast.
Hi, guys.
How have you been?
I've been fine for my life. Actually, I was about to say I've been fine, but I haven't been. I'm sure people can hear that I'm not my usual chirpy self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit nasally.
Yeah, I caught whatever was going around and it wrote me off.
I had it too, but I had it before you, and I think I had it differently to you.
Yeah, well...
But flu does affect everyone differently.
Yeah, it's influenza. Some sort of strain. I don't know if it's COVID-19, COVID-26 or what.
COVID's cousin.
I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it was crazy. I can't taste anything. I can't smell anything.
How was your Christmas?
It was lonely, very lonely. I was at home, sleeping the whole day.
There was no curry goat at the Christmas then?
There wasn't even crackers. There wasn't even crackers. There was nothing. Just lots of movies, lots of sleep, lots of nothingness. I was
so sad for you.
All by myself.
I was so sad for you.
Yeah, it was a shame because it wasn't actually by choice.
No, obviously, but as in, it just happened all at once.
Yeah.
You were fine and then you were not
Yeah, it
fine.
escalated very quickly.
0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah.
Real
Started
quick.
out with a mild, very infrequent cough.
Yeah.
And then before I knew it, I was
Finished.
like in bed, twisted up like a pretzel. Like it was horrible. Absolutely horrible. So now I'm just in recovery mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
taking us into the new year. Yeah, but taking us into the new year with some positive vibes.
Yeah, of course.
You bounced back a bit.
Yeah. I was a shell of my former self 3 days ago. Now I just feel like hope has been restored. I've managed to put some makeup on and, I feel like a human being.
Proud of you.
Thanks.
Proud of you.
Thanks, because it was hard,
I'm not fully well, but my thing that's lingered is the cough.
Yeah.
The cough still remains at night, especially. I mean, by the time you're finished here, I'll probably have some other new strain of something that mutated strain you're going to pass on to me. But
please.
It is what it is. We just got to kind of come to terms with the fact that life is going to be different.
Yeah.
Like post-COVID infections, my dad swears that it's because that there was a long period of time where we were not mixing, that even normal flu is...
I think so.
So, aggressive to us.
I think so.
I used to get the flu maybe once every... the flu?
Yeah.
Once every...
I can't remember
4 years?
Yeah, I cannot remember. The last time I remember feeling like that was when I had COVID. And before COVID, I didn't remember feeling like that. Like it was... Yeah. But what did help me, which obviously everybody knows... Mm-hmm. Is the lemon, ginger, and garlic tea. Oh,
well, mine was fresh ginger, fresh turmeric, lemon, and thyme, fresh thyme.
Oh,
someone at work put me onto it. She was making pots of tea at work, and she likes to read up on botanicals and herbs and stuff. Apparently, thyme is anti-inflammatory, so I was throwing that in, and it actually gives it a nice little flavour. But I was making it by the saucepan.
Yeah.
And ladling, literally just warming it and ladling it.
Fresh thyme, I've never tried that.
Yeah, fresh thyme and the turmeric was really, really nice. But yeah, we're getting there. We're getting through it. But we had to come back for season 2.
Yeah.
Because we were excited about this.
Yeah, it feels like it's been ages.
Yes. Hopefully you're seeing this full episode on YouTube. We're gonna try and put all the full episodes on YouTube. Not on our upload day. We're going to try and have them up by the end of that week. Obviously, this is primarily a podcast project, and we want to make sure that the podcast listeners that have been rocking with us from the very start continue to still get an episode every single Monday. We'll have clips and stuff up on Instagram throughout the week and on TikTok. So please go follow those pages right now.
Yes.
At Sonder and Salt everywhere. And also like us on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, and Spotify
Podcasts.
Yeah, we've had some really
Google
nice
Podcasts.
reviews on Apple.
Yeah, and I keep getting these random other podcast platforms saying we see you, come claim your podcast on our podcast. So
really?
I think I signed us
on
up
our platform?
for other players, other podcast players. So I think I signed us up for Podvine. If anyone's a Podvine listener or prefer it to be on Podvine, if there are any platforms that you prefer to listen to podcasts on that we're not currently streaming to, leave us a comment on our Instagram or send us a DM and I'll try and sort that out, because there's so many players.
I didn't even know
that you can just link your RSS feed to other pages. So yeah, if anyone is recommended us to a friend, but the friend was like, oh no, they're not on whatever, let us know and we'll try our hardest to be there. So season 2 in a couple new places, and it has a slightly new look.
It does.
It has a slightly new look.
We've moved.
We've moved to a degree.
Yeah.
New setup. We just season 1 was obviously a bit of a
trial,
passion project and a bit of a trial, and now we're like, you know what, this is actually what we want to do and how we want it to look. So
hope you like it.
I
think it's really pretty. We love it.
We love it. There are a couple of Easter eggs in the set as well, so see if you know any of those
Easter eggs.
Yeah, I literally sent you a picture of them.
Oh. I thought you meant literal Easter
eggs. No. So today's episode 1 of season 2.
Yes.
Very first week of January. Happy New Year, guys.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year. Oh my gosh. 2023.
2023. Wow. Welcome.
If you're not careful before you blink, it will be 2024.
Well,
the most of this year.
Listen.
Yeah.
That leads us nicely into the topic of this podcast conversation, which is our New Year food resolutions. And we've been talking about generally our resolutions and obviously planning for the podcast and stuff. We've been looking forward for a minute now, maybe since like October. So week 1 of the brand new year, New Year's resolutions kind of get a bit of a negative connotation to them.
Some people have kind of recently gone through phases where it's like, I'm not creating goals, I'm not having New Year's resolutions. Right. They can find them restrictive, or it makes them feel towards the end of the year that it's too many markers of failure.
Oh yeah, I hear that.
Yeah,
I hear that.
So, and it's just like, some people just want to run off vibes. Why am I always tying myself to these things that I thought I wanted at the beginning of the year? So
okay. I'm a goal setting person. I love a deadline. I love a to-do list. I'm that kind of way minded. But I see the sense of, less pressure. Yeah. If you don't do those things, you don't have the reminder of that you didn't achieve whatever the thing was. But this year in particular, 2022?
23?
No, 2022.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Was just vibes.
Oh, really?
Vibes.
And how did that work out for you, honey?
Not very well.
Oh, really?
Not very well.
You didn't like it? Was my 2022 vibes?
It wasn't vibes by my own doing, but it was vibes by my own doing. And it just kind of like, Because every time, I feel like if you don't start something at a particular point, and it doesn't have to be a New Year's resolution. I could have picked up a goal literally for a month in August. Yeah. But I didn't. At no point of this year did I have like proper goals.
When you was doing like the marathon. Wasn't that a goal?
Yeah, but that was from 2021.
Oh,
I picked that up before.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think I set myself a single
10 podcast episodes
task of season 1.
Yeah.
We accomplished that.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Thanks for making me feel better about myself.
But generally, it wasn't as structured.
No, it was not a structured day for me.
Yeah.
Like I remember, and we were discussing this about what New Year's food resolutions and resolutions we have, and I kept saying, oh yeah, last year it was this and last year it was that, but those were my 2021 goals.
So what are you gonna do for this year?
Well, we'll start with our food resolutions because obviously fits in with our theme and what the pupils are here to listen to.
Let me get my list as well.
I think I want to try and do. I don't want to try and do less. I want to try and do more. Okay. So I would like to cook more.
Okay.
Which, if you listen to season 1 of the podcast, episode 1, we both said that we're not like massive cooks. We're not chefs. We're not that way inclined. Yeah. We cook because we need to eat. And we will make ourselves nice stuff because we want to eat nice stuff.
Yeah.
But I want to learn how to make more stuff. Because
so you want to learn how to make stuff you don't know how to make, or you just want to cook more generally?
No, I want to learn how to make more new stuff.
Oh, okay.
And then but I don't want to go too wild with it. But maybe if I just say 5 things, and I want to try and make things that are like essentials that people just think that they can make. Okay, this might be a bit more baking specific, but just like custard.
Oh, how to make custards from scratch.
Just like, but like when people come, I don't know custard. Oh, don't worry, have you got eggs? Have you got this? Like, I'll just make it. I'll just make it.
I don't know if I've got that desire to make certain basic things, and Marks and Spencer's are banging custards down there with vanilla beans in it. I don't know, but I mean, I get it.
And like, say for example, on Christmas Day, I took a risk on Christmas Day. I took a big risk.
What did you make? Your own Yorkshires?
No, I mean the food. I'd never cooked the food before until Christmas Day.
So
I made a pork crackling. I had never cooked that in my life.
What did you?
9 p.m. 9 p.m. the night before, me and YouTube. Yeah, smashed it out of the park. And that's what really inspired me, because I was like, actually, if I just stopped deciding that things were too hard for me to do.
Yeah.
I've realised that they were easy and that they were actually delicious and I can have them all the time.
But is it, so you're not cooking them because you don't have time, you're cooking them because you think it's long?
Yeah. Or I've just never tried.
Okay.
Like,
I don't know. I think it might be my ego. Some of these things I'm just like, yeah, I'm sure I could do it, but I don't have the time for this.
In my head, I'm like, there's no way I could do that. There's no way. Like, I would have put crack in when I go to restaurants. But I know other people's day-to-day, like, there's Sunday roasts. Like, people just have it all the time. Like, it wouldn't be my interest, but like beef Wellington, people be knocking up beef Wellington like it's just a little something. I'm like, lattice pastry. Like,
yeah, but they're probably buying that.
Whoa, I don't know, but I would like to cook more and I would like to try and cook new stuff.
Yeah.
Gusto has been a great help with that, actually. If we haven't raved on about it enough, we both use it and absolutely love it. And I think it hasn't necessarily taught me how to make things that I was completely unaware of, but it's put new flavors with things that I already knew how to make. So like Gusto, we put in lamb mince and all kinds of all kinds of places.
With some potatoes.
Yeah, I had it with some like potato wedges recently. I had that German curried sausage thing.
I wasn't sold on that. That looked a bit crazy, but you said it was nice.
It was. I've got it next week.
Really?
I went again. It's come round on the cycle.
Yeah,
again.
There's a couple of recipes that I had when I started that have come back again.
But I'm literally like that little. Even like the Gusto recipes, they send Marmite quite often because it's like obviously that yeasty umami flavor. And now I'm like, oh okay. When the recipe actually calls for it, it works.
It makes a difference. Yeah. It doesn't taste. You don't taste the Marmite.
No.
In the foods,
but if I saw a recipe that contained Marmite, I'd be like, oh no.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah. Probably. I know.
I'd probably still try. I don't hate. On a side note, I don't think I hate Marmite. I just don't think I love it. But I don't like. I don't think it's disgusting.
I could not eat it like on toast.
I don't think there's any need for that. You know. Yeah. But
I don't want to eat on toast. But as an ingredient, like it's got its use. Well, how I would use miso. It's a
byproduct of making bread or something.
It's a yeast extract. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna cook more. I'm gonna keep gustoing, and I'm gonna start picking out some actual recipes from the library of cookbooks.
Well, we said that on this last season that we were gonna start like cooking once a week or something, didn't we?
Did we? Let's not. We don't worry about that. What's your resolution?
For my list, well, I do want to start having more Sunday dinners. So I don't necessarily think I want to have more Sunday roasts per se, but I want to get back into Sunday dinner as a like practice and as a tradition, especially because when I was with my parents, that was just standard. It was a given Sunday dinner, and they still make sure they have their Sunday dinners.
Pretty much.
Between me, my brother, and my cousin, we're supposed to like rotate Sunday dinner, but life sometimes gets in the way, and then we realise on Saturday night that someone's not around or whatever. But I want, for myself personally, Sunday dinner to just be normal again. I feel like it was so abnormal for a year when I was so busy that now getting back into
it's hard.
It's remembering that Sunday's coming and preparing for it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Gusto is helpful for like making sure I'm cooking throughout the week if I'm too busy. But then on Sunday, if I don't think about Sunday dinner until Saturday night, it's already too late. You know what I mean? It's just long. So I want to make sure that I just have more structure, more routine this year. Yeah, in a way that allows me to have regular Sunday dinners. And I want the anomaly to be that I don't have it rather than I do have it as a one-off. So yeah, more Sunday dinners. And Sunday dinners allow me to cook as well, like actually just
cook
explore
stuff.
And freestyle.
Yeah.
The Gusto is great, but I'm cooking things that I'm like
small meals.
Recipes that they've given to me. So I think that will help me cook from my cookbooks and just explore ideas and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess some of my cooking more could come in the form of Sunday dinners, but I would like to keep up something that randomly took off this year, which was actually going for Sunday roasts with my friends.
Yeah.
Like trying out different little cute gastro pubs, and we find them on Instagram, we send them to each other, and we're like, look at that Yorkshire pudding.
Don't you get tired? In fact,
that's
silly,
I think
I could have rice and peas every Sunday.
I think we've probably had 4 this year. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like we're going every single Sunday. Yeah. We're kind of, at one point we were like, next month. And that didn't happen.
So like a monthly,
if possible. Again, sometimes we're not really around. And then the 4 of us that have been going, 3 or 4 of us, we're all summer babies. We're literally June, July, August. So we did one in like August, which was the exchange of the presents over like the last 3 months because people were busy and stuff. So I definitely want to try and do that more. I've been to some. We haven't had any misses of the places we've been to, but
they've all been banging.
All been banging.
Well, do you remember the names?
Oh my god, yeah. So one was at, I think, the Leytonstone Tavern.
Okay.
One has actually closed down, which was Madame Pig in Dalston. I think they closed down the week after we went. It was like a byproduct of the COVID times and whatever. So they released a statement saying, you know, we can no longer go on. And it was so weird because when we actually thought back to our experience, we were like, when we were there on Sunday, they had a lot of winner Avdat.
Oh, really?
Like, because obviously they must have known they were closing and they were
stock.
trying to run down. They ran out of apple sauce, whatever. But we were just like, okay, no worries. And then they closed like days later. And we were like, oh, okay.
How sad.
We went to... Okay, no, I can't remember any of the other ones. But one of the other ones that stand out in my head that I had with my friend about 2 Christmases ago, maybe, was the Quality Chop House at Farringdon.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
With those little potato things that they're famous for. Oh my God, so good.
Yeah.
So good. I would go there every Sunday. But if I lived in Church London and had money like that, I would just book it every Sunday at 3 o'clock.
Really?
Every Sunday at 3 o'clock. And it's not that, like, the science of a Sunday roast is not, like, amazing. But when you go to places like that, which are, like, meat first places, like butcher connected places, you're like, yeah, this is it. This is it. Like, this is really, really good.
There was one I went to in December with my friend for her birthday. Oh, I can't remember the name now. This is so...
We'll have to link... We'll put them all in the show notes when we actually remember them.
But it was in St Albans and she really likes it.
I'm never gonna know.
Yeah, it's a trek. But from my house, it wasn't. It was like, what,
up
30
straight
minutes
up,
drive. But that was really nice, actually. The roast chicken.
Yeah.
I got the roast chicken and I thought, might be a bit flavourless, etc. But it wasn't. The gravy was, and they had these like Brussels sprouts. I think it was like a Christmas special.
Yeah.
Banging. They had some kind of chimichurri mayonnaise.
I don't often get Brussels
Parmesan, but they were crispy. It sounds crazy, but it was banging. It was actually banging. I haven't eaten that many Brussels sprouts in ages.
Oh no, I do love a Brussels. I don't often order chicken out. So when I go for these roasts, I typically will get the pork dinner or I get the lamb dinner.
Why?
Because I consider chicken a bottom tier meat.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot.
No, but it's not just that. But I just feel like the lamb and the pork are going to have better flavour as standalone lamb and pork, whereas I want my chicken to be very well seasoned.
Oh, okay.
And when you're out of these places, you know it's not going to be.
Butter, salt,
so,
pepper,
exactly. So if I'm only going to be tasting the meat, I'd rather taste lamb and pork. Do you know what I mean? And I think as well, a little apple sauce, a little mint sauce, a little something.
I don't order pork. I think it might just be too porky for me.
I was going to say you're not a pork person. Pork.
And then lamb, I don't think they had lamb as an option, but like beef, usually I just see like 2 skinny slices. And I just think this doesn't make sense to me. I don't want this, so I just tend to default to the chicken.
Because you get like you get a piece of something. Yeah.
As long as the chicken tastes good. That one was good though. That one was nice.
Okay, so I would like to go out for more Sunday roasts.
I want to go to the Quality Chop House one.
Okay, we can go together.
Okay.
What?
And I can taste stuff again.
Do you have any resolutions about going places?
So one thing I do want to do this year, I love a cocktail. You guys know I love a cocktail. I'm not even going to pretend. I love a cocktail. And I did a cocktail making class when I was, I think, probably for my 21st birthday. I'm now 32. It's been a long time. Do you know what I mean? And when I was watching Drinks Up, I think it was, on Netflix.
Oh yeah, the mixology thing.
I
was supposed to watch it over Christmas.
You haven't. Loved it. And I think that just kind of changed my whole perspective. Well, no, it reinforced.
I was going to say,
it reinforced my perspective on mixology, and I don't necessarily want to take a cocktail making class that's like surface level, like just for banter. I do want to take a class that like really digs into the detail. Probably something that's really centered around mixology.
Maybe you should, and this is me just talking out my ass. Maybe you should see if there is one at like a distillery for a particular liquor.
Yeah.
Because if like there's loads of obviously gin distilleries in London or around London. If you like, went to one of them, they'd probably be like very like science focused.
I did a gin masterclass thing,
right?
But this was at Inamo. This was years ago.
But is that tasting though?
Yeah, it was tasting, but they gave you a lot of information. I never knew how gin was distilled and stuff before then. And that was like really informative, and they talked about the botanicals.
Yeah, that's the thing.
All of that kind of stuff, and it was really interesting. So I feel like I like what I like. I recognise certain things. I kind of got the gist.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I want to, like when people talk about wine and how people talk about, I want to be able to talk about cocktails with that level of knowledge and understanding and like deeper passion. So that's something I definitely want to do this year. I don't know when I want to do it, but it's on my list.
Yeah. Because it's hard because obviously a lot of liquor is, well, as we've learned from our cocktail masterclasses thus far, from particular areas. So you can't really learn, you can't like go to a tequila manufacturer here and stuff like that. Yeah. But there's like rums that are popping up, like London-based rums that are popping up. That Cabby's rum, I think.
I think it's black owned.
I was going to say, I think that's black owned as well. Like places like that, again, I'm just making this stuff up. Hopefully they offer classes. Yeah.
There's a couple of black owned rum brands that are London-based, but I don't think they distill their rum. I don't know if distilled is the right word. Yeah. If they produce their rum here, I think it's imported.
But maybe if they've got like an HQ where they run, because have you ever been to the I did the Heineken experience in Amsterdam.
Did you?
Yeah, and it's like it's not the manufacturing place, but they've set up a place that they get to show you.
Like the Coca-Cola factory. Did you ever do that when you was
kind of like, you know how the Krispy Kreme, like you're watching it go through the glass and all that kind of stuff.
Do you know what I might do?
That's really good.
I think what I might do is email a couple people and ask them if they want to give me a day, give me some time. Yeah. And then
there's a Kit Kat factory in this country.
Yeah, not I'm talking about people that are making hard liquor. Making some cocktails and stuff. But yeah, that's basically, I want to understand certain alcohols, but I also want to understand mixology a little bit more. I think that would be a really good experience. So when I'm going to these nice bars and craft cocktail bars and stuff, I can be like, it's giving. It's giving lemon zest. Exactly.
Like, I'm getting the notes.
This tastes 72-year aged. Yeah. That's how I want to be able to
do. Funny you should say that. I think my third food/drinks-based resolution is to try more tequilas. Mm-hmm. Tequila is my Do you actually like the taste of it? I love tequila. But my preference is like dark tequilas, like gold tequilas. So it looks more like a rum.
What brands?
So at the moment I'm drinking this 1800, that's the name of the brand.
Okay.
Every time I recommend it to someone, I keep calling it 118, and it's not, it's 1800. Obviously agave tequila, and it's amazing. And I picked it up by chance. And I think
where? The supermarket?
No, from the airport.
Oh, okay.
So when I was coming back from New York, I just looked at the shelf and I was like, I can get that in London. I can get that. I've never seen that before. So I picked it up. Banging. 10 out of 10.
What do you have it with? Just straight?
I typically just kind of I'll make a little margarita moment out of it. A Tommy's margarita.
Yeah.
On the rocks.
For those of us that don't know what's in
For those that don't know, it's basically lime juice, tequila. I like to make my margaritas with Cointreau. Give a little bit of Jenny Saquon, as my mum has adopted from you. And then salt. And then if I'm using like my actual mixer, or even if I'm not, I'll probably put in like half a fresh chili or a little bit of ginger just to like mix it in, and then I'll obviously strain it out. That's what I like. I like my margaritas salty. Salt all around that rim. As Miss
You know when you put salt around the rim, do you actually lick all the salt off? Or just the section that you're...
It depends. Sometimes I'll be drinking my way around the glass.
Oh, really? Okay.
Sometimes I'll just take a sip, and then the next sip I'll make sure I get fresh salt. But I don't have to, and I'm not going to be out here like...
Do you know the problem that I have with margaritas with salt on the rim?
What?
I like drinking with straws. Like, I really hate drinking off the glass. Okay. I think it's because I've got sensitive teeth. So
you lose all of that.
I have to like lick a little bit of the edge of the glass and then drink through. It's so it just frustrates me.
You can't put a straw in a margarita glass.
But I do.
Oh, but then again, no, I guess you could if you got it served in like a tumbler. Yeah. With like a short straw.
Even if it's in a coupe.
Because when we went out the other night, they gave it to us in like a almost martini glass.
Yeah.
And that would have been way too short for a straw.
The small skinny ones.
Okay.
And then it's hanging off the edge. But
Falling out.
Yeah, but not everyone has straws these days, isn't it?
Yeah, so. But I like a Tommy's margarita. I need to find new ways to enjoy tequila because I can do tequila shots, but that's boring. Like as in, I will do tequila shots. If you're out and you ask me to do shots, I'll say let's do tequila because I actually like tequila. But I feel like it's a waste of tequila. Do you know what I mean?
What, to do a shot?
Yeah.
The only shots I'm really interested in is Ray and Nephew. Because if I'm doing shots...
Whoa!
No, because for me, if I'm doing shots...
You're trying to get lit.
So, Ray and Nephew, let's just get straight to business and let's just move on.
Oh, God, no.
But my tolerance for Ray and Nephew is very high. So I know how it makes me feel.
It can. I don't want to discuss that right now. The memories of that are coming back. I'm not safe for the internet. But yeah, I want to find new ways to enjoy tequila and enjoy more tequilas.
You're going to take like a pilgrimage to Mexico?
I'm going to take a pilgrimage to the internet.
Okay.
And I'm going to order in some bottles that I'm just going to do some lucky dips. The one that I wish I picked up, just to see, for the vibes, is the Kendall Jenner one. So
she's got a tequila?
She's got a tequila company. Obviously, it's like more her brand than her company. Yeah. So it's called 818, which is why I get confused between 1800 and 1181 and all of the different 18 companies. But hers is called 818, and the branding is great, and the actual manufacturer and the area that she makes her tequila in Mexico is all legit and everything. And it's not about that. It's just whether or not it's a good product.
Gotta taste it.
I know, but they make it in like a litre bottle. The Kardashian brand model is like, even if you never buy again, you've spent enough money with us.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? The baseline.
So you think it's just too expensive?
It's too expensive. It's too expensive to try by me buying a whole bottle of it. Yeah. I'd rather go to a bar. Try it first. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll start drinking, or just generally, I'll start drinking more tequilas at bars. And when I want like a margarita, I'm going to start requesting tequilas that I see behind the bar.
Mm-hmm. Rather than just leaving
getting like the house. Get the house tequila, whatever. So more tequila.
Lovely. I actually want to go to more like bars next year.
Okay.
I know my mom's probably listening to this thinking, you need to cut down, and she keeps saying it, but I think it depends on the time of year. But I think I want to just go to a bar and have like 1 to 2 drinks. Okay. And that's it, and just taste a couple cocktails and just call it a day and just leave. And literally the intention is to go to taste. So my next resolution is I want to eat even less gluten. Or, to reframe it positively, is to be more comfortable being gluten-free. I feel like it really is a journey for me, and I think I spent most of 2022 just getting comfortable with that.
So, if you're new here, Malika, what is your current gluten status and why?
I want to transition from gluten avoidant,
which is what you currently are,
to gluten-free. I'm still, even as I vocalize it, it just sounds nuts to me that I don't. Do you know what it is to be gluten-free? Like, oh my goodness! But my desire to be gluten-free is rooted in my health. So it is an irritant for me. Yeah. And I need to be careful. So I do want to get really comfortable with being gluten-free. Yeah.
And enjoying it.
Yeah. The thing, yeah. I probably should.
Sound like Julia Fox.
Yeah, because it's like enjoying it. Do you know how many things that I won't be able to eat if I'm really truly gluten-free? I was watching Cooked during the holiday period. On Netflix, one of the episodes. Have you watched Cooked?
Here and there.
Yeah, the one, I don't know if it was about bread.
I was going to say, it's like flatbreads.
It was about, it's because Cooked is split out by like fire, something else. And I think...
Oh, that's not the one I've watched then. I think I'm talking about Chef's Table.
Oh, okay. No. Cooked is about different...
Elemental cooking.
Basically. So I think the one to do like fire is about bread or something. Can't remember. But anyway, Cooked was great. I really enjoyed that series. And they discussed bread on one of them, and they discussed gluten and the intricacies of gluten. And they spoke about how yeast and gluten have basically been abused over the years.
100%.
And the impact that has. And it did reinforce your message that sourdough.
Thank you.
Sourdough.
I was waiting for it to land.
Yeah, sourdough is actually like
the best
bread, and it's the most like traditional way of making bread, and the least irritating.
And sourdough as like a buzzword, I guess, that you hear, because you do hear it like in restaurants, and it's like the starch or sourdough bread, whatever. You can get sourdough anything. That you can get sourdough focaccia, you can get sourdough. Sourdough is the fermentation process where basically it's naturally leavened, it's naturally yeasted.
And it's that lack of fermentation when we're consuming the bread.
The supermarket bread, exactly. Yeah. So you're using like supermarket breads have got preservatives in them, and they use like fast action yeast and things that your body is not built to digest. But flour as a whole, as a grain, contains a bacteria that when you leave it alone with a little bit of water and a little bit of sugar, the bacteria will form. And that slow build of like the bacterial ecosystem is what human bodies need.
Well, it breaks wheat as it stands. Your body can't digest wheat.
Yes,
it's too hard on the body. So the fermentation breaks down the husk or whatever it is. It just breaks down the molecules.
But the gluten as a whole, like what gluten is, and like when you knead bread and you build gluten structures, you're building that like webbing that keeps the item together, which takes a long time. That's also why supermarket breads are crumbly and thin and crap. Like
I haven't had them in ages. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I don't really.
Oh, you poor thing.
Yeah, I don't know, but gluten-free bread does not have that webbing and that structure. No. And it is literally like a very dry sponge.
I feel so sorry for the gluten-free community in the sense of that we haven't come further than this.
Yeah, when you see some of when they talk about like building babies in tubes and stuff, I guess it's scientific priorities really, because when you look at that and then you think, we can't even like replicate gluten. Yeah. It's insane. But yeah, scientific priorities. I'm not saying that it's the most. It's like top of the human race.
Single childless people are like, oh, what about the gluten?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. Anyway, that's my resolution. I just want to get more comfortable with it. Find more ways to enjoy it. Get used to it more and like celebrate it more. And people seem to like it on my socials. Do you know what I mean? I think there's a lot of people out there that are battling just like me. So yeah, long story short is I just want to this year to really just sit in my gluten-freeness, and also but the end of last year I started using like gluten-free flour finally, because I'd always avoided it. I just thought I'd be so disappointed, and I made my lovely banana fritters. They were so lovely. So
you have to put xanthan gum in as well, right?
Not in the banana fritters. Oh. I didn't need it, no.
No, I guess because the banana binds it.
Yeah.
If you make a cake, you're like, when I do gluten-free stuff, I add like
well, can't you use egg?
Gum? It depends.
Yeah, I'm not doing gluten-free, I'm vegan. Give me a break, do you know what I mean? Like, there's no way I'm ever going to be vegan. Being gluten-free, nobody should ask that of me. So, yeah, that's it. What's yours?
Okay, my health and gut health related one is to eat more protein. I don't eat a lot of meat at home. I think
canned vegetables, canned beans.
Shut your filthy legume hating mouth. Okay.
The fact that you always call them legumes is so annoying.
I don't have a lot of meat at home. I live by myself and it's not really cost efficient and it's a waste of time. That's another thing I love about Gusto, because it sends me just enough meat for me.
Yeah.
When I'm trying to buy a pack of chicken thighs.
Sometimes it's even one portion by the time you get through
it. Literally. Listen, we don't need to get into that. Sometimes I've been eating 2 portions of Gusto at once, but whatever. Yeah. I just want to make sure that I'm actually keeping my protein up, be that using I like taking my vegan protein powders or vegan protein bars. And I'm not vegan, obviously, I'm talking about meat and stuff.
Yeah.
But my preference...
Pork.
My preference, stay away from whey.
Yeah.
And
is that because you don't like how it's produced?
Them hard dairy products, my belly will just be kicking.
That's like, you know,
my belly will be alive and
back in the day when guys started like really getting into the gym and they'd like start banging out protein.
And they'd be farting like no one's business.
Awful, yeah.
But protein does make you more gaseous.
Excess protein, yeah.
But then the way, like the people, especially the black gym boys.
Yeah.
Listen, our bodies were not built for this.
Yeah, it's a lot.
For this amount of dairy.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. But I cannot. So I like to take vegan supplements and protein and all that kind of stuff. So I just need to. But it's kind of like what you said before. Like you have to just be actively thinking about doing it, because it's just so easy to not do it. And again, because I'm such a data-driven, like deadline-based list person, because I don't have any numbers of what protein looked like this year, it's like I don't have any numbers to beat. So do you know what I mean? Like
7 chicken sausages. 7 chicken sausages.
One day we have to
scrambled eggs.
We have to tell them what happened.
Oh, God.
Maybe our next episode. Actually, I think our next episode we're going to be talking about other
crazy things.
Other Januaries of the past.
Yeah.
In which we have engaged in some toxic behaviors regarding food.
Insane.
Regarding food and our diet and stuff like that. But No, I'm not going to take it too far. I'm not going to super measure it. I'm not going to go crazy, but I am going to be training for a marathon. So I need to keep my protein up for the health of my body. And if I don't have enough protein, I start getting tired. Protein helps you feel fuller for longer. I just need to be on it.
Yeah.
Like, I need to be on that. That just needs to be like my basic health food related goal so that I can enjoy the rest of my life.
Okay, nice.
Period.
I don't know if I want to have more protein. I eat quite a bit of chicken. I know you're a chicken hater.
That lower tier meat.
And I have a lot of eggs. So
I have a lot.
Yeah, I have a lot of eggs. I have eggs all the time. A lot of egg white and that kind of stuff. I don't know. Do I want to have more protein? I just.
You don't have to.
Yeah, I just know I don't want to be doing what I was doing that one sad day when I was trying to hit my macros.
Okay, what had happened was.
No, we should just talk about it next time.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. So make sure you listen next time. You can find about the 7 chicken sausages. Okay, right.
What a time to be alive.
Gosh. My next resolution.
Yes.
I want to get back into juicing. I actually really enjoyed it.
Okay.
It's just that with juicing, again, I think this year has been quite vibesy for me as well, which is why I ended up back on Gusto.
Right.
So I was doing everything. This year was like my MVP year.
What does that mean?
Minimum viable product. I was treading water. Like, I was just trying
trust me.
Yeah, just trying to get through. So everything was like the bare minimum of what needed to be done in order to get by.
Treading water might even be too high energy for how I survived. Floating. I was floating.
You think so?
At points of this year, I was floating.
Yeah.
Floating.
Yeah, this was my MVP year. Last year was my MVP year. This year has to be way more intentional and more structured and just actually doing things that I want to do and not
KPIs.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
EPKs.
Not doing things because they're going to allow me to live. Like
high CPMs.
Yes, facts. So I want to get back into juicing because when I was doing it, I loved it. That's why I wrote a book about it because I absolutely loved it and I like how it makes me feel.
Yeah.
So I want to get back into that and just, even if it's, I don't need to be doing it every day.
Yeah, like a weekend thing.
Yeah, exactly. My juicer is there. I think I've used it like once or twice this year.
In 2022?
Yeah, in 2022. And when I did use it, I was like, why don't you do this more often?
More often.
Yeah, and it's just like...
My dad loves it. I think it might be the best thing I ever bought him ever. I think I got it for Christmas a couple of years ago. I think he might have had to replace it since. Yeah. But the concept of him owning one, because we always had one, but because the one we had was like, you know when it's like a white appliance, so you know it's from like 1999.
Yeah.
And it was one of those ones that wasn't convenient yet. It was hard to wash. It was everything that you hated about juicing. So he was always complaining that he would only redo it not very often because it would take like an hour to dismantle and everything. So I got him a good one. He loved it and he still loves it and he does it all the time. And I got him one of those like cold press masticating juices. Yeah. So you see the spiral of it squeezing the juices out rather than like a high blade that just pushes it and stuff like that.
I don't like those.
So yeah, he loves it. I'll be at your house for juices and Sunday dinners.
Hold on. Your Sunday dinners are at the local chop house?
Once a month.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see.
I'll make sure my Sunday rotation fits into you.
If you bring the dessert, then
okay, fine.
Gluten-free apple crumble, yeah.
The way that was your tongue.
Yeah, gluten-free.
You've been meaning to ask about that with no oats.
Yeah. So yeah.
And my homemade custard that I'll learn how to make.
Oh, this is something quite good. Yeah, this is something quite good. So yeah, the juices, definitely want to get back into that.
Are you reprinting the book?
I have, it's sitting in my house. I need to sort out.
I never got one.
I'll bring you one.
Okay.
Oh, I'll bring you one. I want to redo my website and all of that kind of stuff. Thankfully, a book doesn't have a shelf life.
Yeah,
so
true.
That's the only good thing about it. But that will probably spur me to actually sell through the last of them because when I'm not doing something, I just don't really talk about it. Yeah. But I definitely want to get into that for this year because I miss it dearly.
I know.
I think that was my last one. Was that my last one?
I think I've got one more, which was to drink more water consistently. And that is because I'm pretty sure everyone goes through ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
With my tolerance for being bothered to drink water. Yeah. So what happens is, I find a fad. Yeah. And when that fad expires, I don't realise. So at the beginning of this year, it was my Starbucks cup. And it was a 700 milliliter Starbucks cup. And I would be like, I need to drink 2 a day. cool. While I thought it was cool, easy. 2 a day, no problem. Refill it, feeling cool.
Was that 2 litres a day?
No, it came out to it was 700 mils, so it'd be like 1.4, 1.4. But that was my goal. But it was attached to the Starbucks cup. You try to give me water in a glass, not happening.
Really?
It wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. Period. That expired at some point after summer, I think. But I just stopped loving it. It's still in the cupboard. Just stopped loving it. Last year, it was the 1 litre gallon bottle that I got in the range.
The black one?
Yeah, it's not like, it's from the range. It's kind of see-through, but it's 1 litre. Okay. It might be 2 litres actually. It might actually be a 2 litre water bottle. At one point, I was lugging this thing to the office and back to the office and back to the office and back.
One of those 4 litre
ones. No.
I used to bring it to work. Everyone thought I was mad.
I think mine's 2 litre now.
I overhydrated myself drinking that much water.
Right. Yeah. That's why I wasn't trying to I drink a lot of tea and coffee, so I don't need to drink 2 litres of water because I do hydrate in other ways. And to be honest, actually, I'll link another podcast below which is about the science of hydration and like the myth of how much water you really need to drink. Yeah. It's a science podcast, so if you're a bit of a nerd like me, I'll link it below. It's called Science Versus. It's really, really good. At the moment, the thing of my fad is my Hydro Flask. Mm-hmm. It's like this American branded water bottle. I bought it in America when I was out there. But I was like, when I go to America, I'm going to get this bottle. When I get this bottle, I'm going to drink water. And I have been. This bottle cost me like £40.
What?
I cannot.
A £40 water bottle.
I cannot not drink the water. I cannot fail. I cannot fail the drinking water mission this year. I've got a Starbucks cup. I've got a 1.4 litre bottle in the cupboard.
You've got a £40 cup.
I've got a Hydro Flask. Give it some respect on its name. I cannot fail. And I'm not allowed to buy another water drinking tool. At one point, I had an app.
What? Sorry.
Boredom. I get bored.
The £40, what is it offering, this water bottle? Because I love a water bottle. I've got so many. Usually I just go for the ones that are like 1 litre.
So it's 1 litre. Yeah, so it's 1 litre. Yeah. It's high. So it is like an actual flask. So you can keep your drink hot or cold. It has a straw inside of it that goes to the bottom of it. And it has this lid. The thing that I wanted the most, was because the lid, like little handle thing that like flicks up, but at no point do you have to touch the thing that goes in your mouth. Okay. And I love it. Like and then it's black, and then it has like a black handle that goes over the top. And I bought a khaki bottle. I think
you've been duped, mate.
No, I haven't. I think you've been duped because I'm happy, and that's what matters. But anyway, I'm not allowed to buy any more water drinking tools.
A Hydro Flask.
No, don't Google it. Don't look. Don't worry.
Oh, that.
Yeah. I won't. Okay, let me tell you the actual truth. TikTok made me buy it, but it was. I did research because there's another brand called Stanley, like Stanley knives.
Yeah. It's literally the same brand.
No. I'm saying there's there's loads of these industrial aluminium cups that the girls are drinking from.
Yeah.
And the Stanley ones are very expensive, but they're bulky and Anyway. This is the one I chose, okay?
Okay.
And I love it.
Well, as long as you hit your goal for this year, then all right.
I will. I'm not allowed to buy not one more water drinking instrument. I'm not allowed to buy one more notebook.
Yeah, no. Oh my God. No, because I literally said to my friend, enough is enough.
One more.
No more physical diaries. No more notebooks. I'm not doing it no more. Like,
but I love them.
An iPhone.
But I have enough. No. See, I do need some, but I've got them.
Really? No, I'm not doing it.
My mum got me one for Christmas, and I was like, perfect.
No.
That's it for the year.
I'm actually not. If by the end of the year I find that there's been no progress, then I'm going back to them. But I always buy a diary, and then I'll have one bad week. The gap in the diary it literally makes me sick to the point where I've been known to go back, rip out pages or go back and fill it in hindsight with what I did that week, because I can't bear to see gaps. And then the minute there's been 2 weeks to a month, there's no saving it. Yeah, there's no saving it. I won't touch it anymore. And it's just like my money. It's enough now.
That's insane.
I've actually been quite progressive this year using my
iPhone,
my diary, in my iPhone, and also it allows me to be more dynamic, because what would happen is when I didn't have the physical diary to hand,
you couldn't make decisions.
Yeah, exactly, and it just used to throw me off. Now I'm just like, let me check my diary. That doesn't mean to say
if you catch you with a notebook in your hand,
or when people ask me things, I can always check straight away.
Yeah, I hear a shade room. Is that? A diary?
No more diaries. But
yeah, no more instruments of busyness.
Yeah.
Like, not actually actively help me get towards my goal.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
No, I must drink the water.
Spending all that time planning.
I have so many tools. And then if I don't have those tools, you know what I have? Glasses.
Yeah, it's true, you know.
You know what, even
some of it's like just discipline.
This mission is so serious that I got asked for a Brita filter for Christmas and I received it.
Oh, yeah.
So now...
No excuses. Yeah. I want to drink more water consistently. When I'm at my best, I'm drinking enough, it's fine.
Yeah.
I've struggled this winter to consume liquids full stop. I don't know what...
I've struggled to stay consistent with anything this winter.
Really?
Like, from maybe November through to the great snow. Yeah. The great snow of December.
Oh, God, I even forgot about that. You see this illness... I completely thought that just feels like a lifestyle.
But then when it was snowing, I think because I was home and I was so aware of how cold it was, I was drinking a lot of tea, and then obviously I was ill. So I feel like I got back.
Chocolate.
So was I. Yeah.
Because
I couldn't really eat much, so I just needed the energy. But I think from that point onwards through to now, I've been okay.
Yeah.
But long may it continue.
Yeah. Well, good luck.
Thanks. Good luck with your goals. Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
This year, I'm putting myself on a delivery ban. Delivery, Uber Eats, takeaway, all of that kind of... And this is just, again, the same thing with Sunday dinners, etc. Being vibesy. Sometimes when life gets on top and you just...
Yeah, convenience.
Yeah, I don't even have Uber Eats on my phone. But I discovered that if you go on the Uber app...
you can link it.
And it was the worst thing that ever happened to me. It was a nightmare. So this year... because I plan to be more intentional and on top of my stuff.
Yes.
And it's not going to be an MVP year.
No. It's going to be an MVP year.
Exactly. Ordering off of these apps, that is the minimum viable product, because half the time they don't even really taste that great.
True.
It's like, I don't know, since COVID, the takeaway thing just hasn't banged. So 2022 was my MVP, minimum viable product year. Yeah. I was just trying to get through. And the amount of money you spend for convenience, and it's not even really worth it. It's just purely because I'm tired and I'm just like, well, let me just get this or whatever. And most of the time, it doesn't satiate me in the way that it should. So as of next year, I would rather eat egg and ketchup.
2023.
Sorry, as of this year, yeah. Oh my gosh. I would know. What the problem is, I don't buy snacks or anything like that in my home. I only ever have stuff that protein is to bars. Cook. Yeah, or protein bars. So when I'm not in the mood to cook, then
so will you introduce that then?
Yes. Okay. I'm going to introduce that into my shopping.
Or introduce some like convenience foods, but more of like the freezer kind.
Yeah, I have to get the gluten-free stuff as well.
Yeah, but like say for example gyoza, that's rice paper stuff.
Gyoza?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's got wheat in it.
Well, I mean, there are options of like...
Gyoza is not rice paper.
Most of the time it is. Should be. The wonton wrapper ones should be.
Really?
Or, okay, maybe not gyoza. Dim sum.
Dim sum, yeah.
Dim
but
sum,
not gyoza.
yeah, not gyoza. Dim sum should be.
Dumpling.
But either go like Huhing or something.
Yeah.
And get like proper ones.
Yeah.
Because I even found vegan dumplings when I was doing veganuary and stuff. I think you can...
I used to love the gyoza from Costco, but they're not gluten free, so I just don't really buy them as much. But I definitely will be buying
fill up the freezer with
convenience
some
bits and bobs, so that I'm not
some fish fingers.
Yeah, the gluten free ones. Yeah,
they exist.
Spending silly money on takeaway because delivery.
Half the time you just need something.
Yeah, literally.
You just need something.
But I want something that tastes good too, because it just actually irritates me when it doesn't really bang. The only thing that I can rely on, I can't even rely on them. I'm not even going to say, never mind.
So you're going to say Brown Eagle?
Yeah, and I can't even rely on them sometimes. Sometimes they let me down, but they've got a chef in my local Brown Eagle, and whenever he's around, I can taste that he's in because the food bangs.
Okay.
Yeah, and then when he's not around, it all gets a bit shaky. Yeah, so that's it. That's my last one. I'm not spending not $1, not a dime on delivery. I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will hold you
Delivery,
accountable.
Uber Eats, Just Eat, none of them.
All of them are in the bin.
All of them. Every single one of them. And do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set up a Monzo pot, and every time I might even have just the faintest desire, I'm going to give myself like £5 to £10.
Oh my God. So I do that for coffee.
Yeah.
In the morning when I'm going to work. If I don't buy a coffee, I put £2 in a Monzo pot.
Yeah, it's good.
It's not every single day though. It's basically if I fight myself. If I say I want a coffee and then I say no, I'm like,
well
£2 for you.
Yeah, well done.
£2 for you, Harley. Well, really, it's like £3.50. I should really make that. Inflation needs to bring that donation up.
I'm gonna put it into a pot and either save or Or redivert.
You know what you should do as well? You should set up that Monzo thing for every time you tweet, you get money in the Monzo pot. You'd be laughing
every time
right
I tweet. Yeah. Oh, I might do. You know,
you get money for it. I think you can.
I get money for myself.
Yes.
I'm rediverting the funds. Okay.
It allocates it to your Monzo pot every time you tweet.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll do that. But yeah, that's my last one.
That's a good one. I think I'm not a big orderer inner, but when I do, I get McDonald's breakfast. Like somehow my brain just does it every other month. So when I look, it's literally December, October, July. Oh, okay, yeah. Like it just happens like that, which I don't mind. But me and Urban Chocolatier.
Is that the dessert
the
one?
Dessert place?
Yeah.
As a whole, we need to break up. Like as a whole, because I walk past it, I will go there as well. Yeah. So maybe like I'm not gonna order it. All I'm gonna do is make myself walk there. Yeah. So I just need to break up with them. Fair enough. And there's a coffee shop near my work. We broke up in June, and we got back together in around October. Yeah. It's over. I get it. We need to be finished. Yeah.
Like I need to get on top of my life so that I'm not feeling like...
So that we the MVPs.
Yeah, facts. No more of this minimum viable product lifestyle.
We need to be the most valuable players on the block.
Facts. Love
it.
That's it. I don't even think delivering stuff is on brand for me. Actually, actually, when I sit down and think about it, but even when I'm putting the order through, I think this is not on brand for me. No. Like, what is going on here? Malika.
But sometimes you need to throw money at your problems. But anyway.
Yeah, in the freezer.
I support you.
Thanks.
And I will hold you accountable. You should hold me accountable too. I'll send you regular pictures of my water bottle as we travel through life together.
Does that water bottle have a name?
No.
At £40 a pop, I think it needs to have a name.
I'll call it Malika.
Okay.
Oh no, actually I won't take it anywhere.
Anyways.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode.
Thanks, guys.
There will be a question box on this episode on Spotify. If you're listening to us on Spotify, you can drop your New Year's food resolutions below. We'll have all the things that we spoke about in this episode linked in the show notes of this show, and there will also be our Gusto referral code there.
Yeah, always, isn't it?
So if you're interested in trying Gusto, you kind of get a lucky dip of whether you get my code or Malika's code, but whichever episode you're listening to, that will be in the description. Please, if you haven't already, do like and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else that you want us to be. And yeah, thanks for being here.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
You can't even get that.